and a couple of writers, and they co-led a workshop about working with writing from photographs and then also incorporating time into your writing, so being able to kind of move effortlessly from the future to the past, to the future again, to the present in one's writing. And Judith is a Pushcart Prize winner and a writer who has won many awards. Stan Rubin is a poet who has a couple of books out, Five Colors being one that's gotten a lot of really positive attention, and both fantastic writers. And then we also had a workshop with Holly Hughes, who was the winner of the Floating Bridge Press chapbook contest, and she led a workshop on poetry, and she also did a reading. And we've had Tarn Wilson from California, who came up and did some one-on-one work with some writers, as well as leading a workshop on memoir. And we've also had a fiber artist from Red Wing, Minnesota, Dawn Erickson, coming out, and she worked on some fantastic installations that she does that utilize sort of ancient and traditional Korean and other Southeast Asian sewing techniques. She does everything from dyeing the fabric to hand sewing and doing this very intricate, also machine sewing into these incredible banner kind of installations. And let's see, and we also had Marvin Bell come out and lead a poetry workshop and do a reading and performance with a River and Sound review. And Marvin Bell has won just about every writing prize there is out there, and he's been teaching poetry at the Iowa Writers Workshop and now at Pacific University. And he's a fantastic poet, really, sort of one of the top poets in the country, and I'm sure somebody who 2 centuries or 3 centuries from now will remember. And gosh, I'm trying to think if I've forgotten anybody. I'm sure there are others that are just not coming immediately to mind. We're also helping with the writers' workshop. So Peggy Shoemaker is coming out, and a number of other writers, Jennifer Culkin and Boyd Benson. Anyway, that's probably enough.
No, that's a great start. And so do you envision, you mentioned that so far the organization has definitely been an expenditure for you and Charles. Do you envision a time where it gains a certain amount of momentum and becomes a positive cash flow thing?
Well, we certainly do hope that it will, reach a point where it's well supported, and that Charles and I don't sort of have to supplement out of our own pockets. And there are, a number of things that we'd like to do, including potentially some capital projects in the future that would provide facilities that would be available to the public. So, that's kind of our dream state several years from now. But you're right. In the meantime, our main goal is just to make sure that we're able to help support the community and that it isn't too much of a strain on our own personal finances.
So it says on your website that the organization is passionate about environmental conservation. What environmental issues is Orcas Island facing at the moment?
Well, environmentally, Orcas Island faces one of the challenges that I think probably most smaller islands face, and that is water supply. There are a number of things that are happening locally that are fairly innovative in terms of how we source water. People are doing a number of things to be more self-sufficient. And also with electricity, too. On the island, unless we're able to generate our own electricity through solar means or geothermal or other means, then it's necessary to bring, electricity in through cable. So there are a number of things that are really kind of exciting on the island in terms of the way that the local government is much more supportive of people who are building to have more, self-sustaining energy and water sources. And we've been doing ourselves quite a bit of research along those lines too, and we would ideally like to, have a better library of resources for that, as well as individuals who have now expertise because of the work they've done, available to others. And so we sort of, and I sort of hesitate to say any of this because this has kind of been more in the, conceptual stage versus our, having made anything available in terms of that kind of information. But we'd certainly like to do those things.
Maybe that can be another interview in itself. So how can people find your organization on the internet? And please also give out your website address for your bed and breakfast.
They can find us at www.orcasartsmith.org, and then our bed and breakfast is Kangaroo House, and the website is www.kangaroohouse.com.
Well, Jill, thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview. We will have to have you and your organization back on soon to see how everything is going.
Terrific. Well, thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. The next time you're thinking about getting online to check the news or weather, please check out desticam.com. It's got live webcams with high-quality images of Friday Harbor, Snug Harbor, Orcas Island ferry landing, Fisherman's Bay on Lopez, and the Port of Friday Harbor. It even has one camera that overlooks the Wasp Passage from Orcas Island. Desticam.com also has international and national news updated every hour of the day. Desticam.com has health news, entertainment news, sports news, science news, technology news, plus we even have headlines from local sources such as the Journal and Island Guardian. We even have King 5 News. Another big thing everyone likes is the local bloggers page. It's got the latest blog entries posted by bloggers throughout the islands. It's updated every hour of the day. So next time you sit down with your morning cup of coffee to check the news, weather, and blogs, check them at desticam.com.